Please give me a moment while I connect to Facebook. We'll be getting started momentarily. Hope everybody's doing great. All right, here we go. And I think we should be live on Facebook. What's up, everybody? Again, hope you're having a great weekend. Welcome to the Strategic Swing Trader. I am Sami Abusad, Director of Education at T3 Live. Let's go ahead and get started. But before we do, as always, a standard required disclaimer to let you know that trading is risky and that whatever we discuss is for educational purposes only. So make sure to agree to that before proceeding with today's video. If you'd like to download a copy of my free ebook, link for that is in the description below the video. Link for that is below the video. So make sure to check that out. But now let's talk about the market. Let's talk about some swing ideas for next week. And if you find benefit in today's video, please be sure to hit the like button. That helps support our channel. Whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, does not matter. If you have any questions for us, email customer service info@t3live.com. info@t3live.com. So the market has been red hot. 2 weeks ago, when I came back from vacation, I said it's all out bullish until and unless proven otherwise, and it's been the right call. If you've been bullish, you've made really good money. It's been a really good trading environment, day trading wise, swing trading. So it's been nice. And the Qs, this is the tracking ETF for the NASDAQ 100, looks higher to 340 or so. Still looks higher to about 340. The SPY is almost there. It's almost at that 200 MA. I think the SPY will end up probably poking its head above it a little bit, maybe to 440. And then I think the IWM is also, it's right there already. So we may have a reversal very soon, but I'm still thinking bullish until the Qs gets to 340. So that's what I'm thinking. If we take out a prior weekly bars low, then yeah, we may see some kind of a reversal. But for now, the bias for me continues to be bullish until and unless proven otherwise, until we see a break of that uptrend on the daily chart. Okay, or we reach 340 and then we get a climactic pop acceleration, then yeah, we will look at the hourly chart to do the short off the hourly basically. But for now, I'm bullish. Okay, so that's the market. On to the swing ideas. As I've started to do recently, which is to put in more symbols in the description of the video than I end up going over, because I want to keep the video as short as possible. Okay, but there's actually more symbols in the description for you to consider to look at. For example, there's a bunch of retail stocks in there. I'm in the GPS already. It's not late at all, but I didn't put it on there because it's already triggered. I'm in it already. There's ANF, Abercrombie and Fitch, GPS, which is the Gap store. There's UA, that's another retailer. Apparel, I should say. And in this case, Under Armour is mostly shoes, actually, more than apparel, maybe. What else is there? So ANF, GPS, AEO, American Eagle Outfitters, they all look alike. I like the GPS the most, but they got crushed and they're starting to bounce back up. So could the AEO get up to 18 or so, where the 200 MA is at? Sure, I think that's totally doable. ANF, could it get up to 30 maybe? Sure. You know what I haven't looked at recently is the Urban Outfitters. It looks good too. It looks good. It's a big stop, but it looks like it's good. How about the retailers? KSS. What about TGT? TGT is already underway. So retail sector is interesting. Okay, ACMR. If you look at the weekly chart, here is the weekly time frame. It looks decent. I don't absolutely love it, but it looks good to me over 2024, 2030. Stop under the pivot here. Okay, and target, I don't know what the target is that I picked. Maybe up here, 25, 27. So it's not too bad. I like it. ATHA is a tight base and then a base breakout over $4. Stop under 310, I think. So it's a 90 cents stop, and then the target is the gap fill. pretty much the gap fill, has a void above. BBIO over the base long, stop under it. I don't know what the target is. Basically the next resistance area. So over the base long, target is gonna be about $18 on the BBIO. Big Z, they all have the same concept, okay, which is a transition A on the daily chart. Long over the base, I don't know what the entry is, 960, 961. Stop would be under 878. Target, usually the 200 MA if it's below it, and if it coincides with resistance, which it does to some extent. So it's about 11 plus. Let's take a look. I'd need to zoom out. There's also more room, but it will also depend on the market, what kind of an environment we have, okay? So that's a big Z. BRCC, it popped on earnings a couple days ago, and it put in not quite an inside bar. So long over 1030, stop under 910. Target the 200. Doesn't seem like it has the highest reward to risk on the BRCC. EL, I like it over the base. It's kind of taking out a lot of pivots. Stop under the red bars low, and target at a bare minimum the 200 MA on the daily chart. Okay, hood looks higher. It should be over 1036 or so. That's 1035. Stop under 994, so it's about a 43 cent stop, and then target bare minimum would be about 16 bucks, 16.50 on the hood. Robinhood, JetBlue, looks higher. It already triggered, I think, on Thursday, but it's not too late to join in. I'm already in it, tell you the truth. And then I'm also in the RCL, which is a cruise line that I think, but I like the NCLH also. I like the CCL. If you look at the monthly, they all look on the daily as a transition A, but on the monthly, double bottom. Now the CCL is the weakest of the three, the cruise lines. I'm in the RCL, and then NCLH, just take a look, has a higher low. It didn't reach all the way to the prior low like the CCL did. So I would go with the NCLH or the RCL, but all three of them look good. Why am I mentioning them? Because I just went over the JetBlue, which is an airline, and it reminded me of the cruise lines. There's a lot of stocks. When the market bottoms, this is the number one pattern. I in fact have a video on it. I don't have the link readily available or handy right now, but I've done a video on the number one bullish pattern when the market bottoms, which is that transition when the declining 20, the blue line, starts to flatten out and it starts to point up. That's a marvelous pattern to play. I played the Carvana. I had 300 shares. Now I have 2 CVNA. So you see it? You see that transition? Beautiful. And you might think, well, it's such a little move. Not really. From the entry, it's basically doubled, almost doubled. So I have a few of these. I have a lot of these, to tell you the truth. And there's more. There's still a lot more. So JetBlue is one of them. KOD is another one over the base, which is 1070, to 1280. The stop is under 1060, 1070, 1075. So, but entry would be over 1280, and then unlimited target. I mean, really no resistance above, all the way up to like 30, 35, 40 maybe. No resistance above. NEM is very, very interesting on the monthly chart. That's a really great location. It's got 4 red bars on the monthly chart. It dropped from like 85, maybe 90, $86, all the way down to 40 something. So it lost 50% to 44, okay? And now it's sitting at minor support and at the 200. Love it. That's the monthly. Here's the weekly. Love it. The only time frame that I don't love is the daily. Right into that declining 20. We like it when it goes above that flat rising 20, to that curling 20 MA. This thing is right into the declining 20. But I gotta tell you, I passed on the GDRX. I believe I did, for the same reason. No, not GDRX. Was it GDRX? Nah. Some other pattern. Maybe GDRX. Nah, it wasn't GDRX. Some other play that was climactic on the monthly. Well, which one was it? Now I want to know which one it was. So not GDRX, GNRX. I forgot the symbol, but whatever. That looked just like the NEM does, right into the declining 20, and it ended up working. So, and then what about, is it PAM? Or is it, no, I forgot the symbol. There's another one that also looked like the NEM, and it worked. So this is like this is the most, this is the one that I'm not sure about the most, and that I like also a lot because of what I showed you on the monthly. Okay, sitting at all that support at the 200 MA after 4 months down, 50% drop, and then weekly climactic for sure, looks beautiful, but the daily right into that declining 20. At any rate, more of that transition A breakout pattern, SKLZ over the base, it's over 196, okay, 195. Stop should be under about 133. Target $4. It has a lot of room. SKLZ. And then last but not least is the TRHC. And then disclaimer, I'm already in it, but I'm looking to add if it can take out 572 or so. It's a little bit spready, so I'm going to give it some room. Okay, and then stop would be under 480. So it's about a 90-cent stop. Again, if you'd like to get more of these symbols, in the description of the video, okay? And if you're a subscriber to the Strategic Swing Trader, I already completed the newsletter. Feel free to log on your customer portal and you'll see which plays I picked for tomorrow, okay? CRN, the shorts, we got CRNC. It's not quite ready. I don't think it is because of the flat 20 here, okay? But it looks good if it can break under the lows. It may be ready. It might go on Tuesday, Wednesday. It will also probably depend on what kind of market we have. Is it still bullish or not? So, you know, just try to time your shorts with the market. The ISPO 1, 2, 3, 4. So igniting bar, narrow range bar, narrow range bar. It breaks under the lows, the lowest point, whatever it is. I think it's this bar's low, 380, 378. This bar's low. Stop would go over 430. Then that would trigger the play. All of them, just about all of them look alike. ORGO, the same exact pattern. We have a gap down, and then a doji bar, and then a continue, and then 2 doji bars, and then if it breaks under the lows, it'll be continuation. I'm not doing all of them, but they all look very similar. PAAS, that's silver. So short under this bar's low, 1794. Stop over 1860. Okay. Pay, I already did it once, which was here, right here. Beautiful. Triggered and then dropped a couple bucks at least. Got to target in the same day. I love plays that trigger and get to target in the same day. I mean, that's just amazing. Now it's setting up short again as a 1, 2, 3, 4 pattern. In fact, actually a breakdown plus 3 doji bars. Short under the base, stop above it. Now, sometimes I can tell the play is probably not quite ready by looking at the hourly chart. You see how it's above the 20 and the 20 is pointing up or flat, whereas here it was below that 20. And so when it broke down, it followed through. So that's why I think the pay and the CRNC may need they need to go back down below the market, and we need below the 20, and the 20 needs to start pointing down. So I don't think these are quite ready, but they're good watches for this week. And then RETA, RETA, base breakdown, short under the base, stop above it. Okay, so I like it. And then last but not least, SONO. Had a gap down on Thursday, narrow range bar on Friday. Why? Why do all these gaps, all these patterns look alike? Almost look the same. Because after a gap down, usually after a gap down, if the stock sells off hard, then the next day is a doji bar. That's why if you're a gap trader, you should not watch stocks that already moved on the day of the gap. You shouldn't watch them the following day. You should look at them the day after that. But you shouldn't look at them the very next day after the gap, because they usually don't go anywhere. So here it is, it moved already on the day of the gap. So the next day it's usually a narrow range bar. After a wide range bar, usually a narrow range bar. So, but if on the day of the gap the stock didn't move and you really liked it, then yes, you can watch it the very next day after the gap. But in this case, it's just 1, 2, 3, short under 1680, stop over 1750. So that's a 70-cent stop. Looks beautiful, looks gorgeous. Again, I picked a couple of these. If you're a subscriber, just log on to your account, or you will get the email tomorrow morning. Either way, I've completed the newsletter. Thank you so much for sticking around till the end. I hope you found benefit in today's video. And if you have, be sure to hit that like button. I'm Sami Abu Saad, Director of Education. Good trading, everybody. Take care. Ciao.